But the most important thing that is required for this lake is a sense of belonging. About the preservation of the lake in the late 70s, whole of the sewage of this area would go in the Dal Lake. In fact, we had not at all thought about the sewage treatment way back in 70s. We were either opening the sewage lines in Jhelum or in the Dal Lake. Houseboats constitute a heritage. They are your USP for tourism. I can't imagine Dal Lake without a houseboat. It's such a they go synchronized with each other, and it is such a promotional structure for driving in the high-end tourism inside the lake. I am Irfan Yasin. I have worked in different capacities in the government of Jammu and Kashmir, and I have also worked as Vice Chairman of Lakes and Waterways Development Authority before I retired from service. See, the comparisons have to be against certain definite, parameters or definite milestones. Let's talk about the area. Area of the lake is same. Now we have the the most reliable document that tells you about the lake area is the book that was written by Sir Walter Lawrence in 1895. It said that the lake area at that time, he measured all the lakes in the valley, and that time he said that this lake, Dal Lake, is about 25 square kilometers. So we did a satellite imaging, we did GPS mapping, we did ground truthing of the lake way back, I think in 2010. Then we did a total station. We used total stations for the measurement of the lake also, in order to compare the data, and we found that the lake area now is 24 square kilometers. The difference is that earlier the lake surface, that is the sheer water of the lake, was more as compared to what you find now, because you find a lot of vegetation now. That also, the vegetation is in the summer, when the temperature is very high and there is microbiological action inside in the lake bed and sediments. So that gives rise to vegetation, and a lot of lake area gets covered with the vegetation. Of late, one of the biggest menace that I feel in the lake, in terms of the this vegetation or this aquatic plants, is a non-indigenous species, which has been an invasive species, which was in fact brought by us, by the people of Kashmir into this lake. That is called lily pads. So this has infested the lake, very larger area of the water expanse, and it's about somebody was telling me that it's about 6 square kilometers now. Square kilometers area has been covered with this. Any water body or a lake, when you have to talk about the health of a water body, you have to talk in terms of a physiochemical analysis. That is the health card. You have to talk about the microbiology of the lake. You have to talk about the different species of vegetation and how they are balanced with each other. The latest reports that came to my knowledge, they say that the dissolved oxygen level inside the lake is about 7 at different sites. Even the worst sample sites have a dissolved oxygen level of above 6. Similarly, the COD, the minimum level of COD is in certain sample sites is 10 and the maximum is 20, while as the permissible limit of COD is 50. That means it is all those sites are within the parameters of COD. Then BOD, biological oxygen demand, again it varies from in certain cases it is 6 in certain cases, and the highest that the reports say, which came to my notes, they say it's 8. So you have a worst case situation of 8, you have a best case situation of 4. So the norm parameter for this particular norm, this BOD is 10. So it's again within that. Then fecal coli is a little worrying. It is in certain cases, the best case scenario says that the fecal coli is about 10. The worst case is 20. The fecal coli has to be, the permissible limit is it has to be less than 1. So this is the parameter which is out of the norm. Then you have phosphates, you have ammonical nitrogen, nitrates. These are all within the parameters, and the pH value also of this lake is within the parameters. Then another very important way of assessing the health of the lake is the algal balance. That different weeds, in the layman's language, there are a lot of aquatic plants, there are a lot of species of aquatic plants and weeds inside the lake. So these scientists there, they study the balance, how these different species are balanced with each other. That balance is also normal. It is not, this year there has been no algal bloom inside the lake. So if you compare these parameters, you will say that the lake is in a fairly good quality. The only thing that I personally feel is that there are some channels, there are inflow channels, there are outflow channels, there are POWs, navigation POWs. Some of them need, a lot of them need maintenance. You have to keep these channels open so that the water remains in flow, and there is a proper flushing of the lake takes place. And once the flushing takes place, water remains in flow, it will generate oxygen through its velocity, and the dissolved oxygen level inside the lake would be higher. Then again, when you have to look at the fish population. It is fairly good. 75% of the fish inside the lake is carp, which was in fact introduced by the state itself in 60s. Then your own indigenous variety Schizopteryx is about 20%, 5% is the rest. So by and large, I am not disappointed with what the lake is now. What actually agitates or disturbs people who drive around the lake is when they see a lot of vegetation. Now when you drive around the same lake during winter months, when the weather is cold, it's so pleasant, it gives so soothing feeling to you. But when the weather is slightly hotter, during the summer, 2-3 months of summer, you have high temperature that precipitates a microbiological action, and then that promotes the weed. So this is the comparison. See, houseboats are one of the pollutants, but you have to understand one thing, that houseboats constitute a heritage. They are your USP for tourism. I can't imagine Dal Lake without a houseboat. It's such a they go synchronized with each other, and it is such a promotional structure for driving in the high-end tourism inside the lake. Now, but it is also a fact that the houseboats do not have the treatment facility at the moment, and their toilets open directly into the lake. It may be even 5%, but there is a pollution. It is an urban lake. You have to understand, Dal Lake is an urban lake, and all around this lake, around more than 3 lakh people, 3.5 lakh people live all around the lake. So before the project was initiated, before the state government suddenly became concerned about the preservation of the lake in the late 70s, the whole of the sewage of this area would go in the Dal Lake. In fact, we had not at all thought about the sewage treatment way back in 70s. We were either opening the sewage lines in Jhelum or in the Dal Lake. So suddenly in late 70s, people of the valley or the government of the time, they became aware that we need to do a lot of work on conservation. And one of the things that the conservation project provides or is a component is that you have to connect the houses that are located all around the lake on its peripheries through a network of main sewage lines, lateral sewage lines, then secondary sewage lines. These have to be connected with the STPs. So main thrust of pollution has been from the household. And then another contributory factor is that over a period of time people switched over. Earlier they used to use organic fertilizer for fertilizing their vegetable farms inside the lake, or even on the in the catchment. That has people suddenly switched over to chemical fertilizer. So that also leaks into the lake. That is another very important contributory factor. Then you have this lake has a catchment area. It is mostly a snow melt fed lake. Its water budget, more than 85% of the water budget, in fact 90% of the water budget of the lake is the snow melt. So the catchment area, which is about 375 square kilometers, is very important for this lake. So lots of things have been coming from the catchment, going into the lake, the solid wastes, pollutants, etc. And the main thrust of this is from the area which forms a confluence at Telbal, that is Dachigam, Maluri, etc. So they bring in a lot of slush, etc. inside the lake. So my answer to your question is that while the major contributories for pollution for the lake or those who live around or catchment, etc., but houseboats also, to an extent of maybe 5%, they also contribute. Solution is that you have to keep on working on this lake. You have to keep on upgrading your resources. You have to keep on, conservation works have to be continued. You have to upgrade your STPs. You have to have better equipment. There are very good equipment available, at the moment. Technology has improved. But the most important thing that is required for this lake is a sense of belonging. As I said, it's an urban lake. It's a shallow lake. It is depth at the deepest point is not more than 18 feet, and at the lowest point is around 3 feet. It is not the lakes that you find in Europe or you find in US. Those are very, very deep lakes. Some of the lakes are 250 feet deep, where the light doesn't reach the bottom. While this is a very shallow lake, like a Scandinavian lake, where it is exposed to various ingresses. You see, you have to understand that this lake is important for your ecology, for maintaining your ecological balance, for tourism, for livelihood. So it has economics as social value for you. If I cannot imagine Srinagar without a lake, or Kashmir Valley without the lake. If we lose the lake, we lose lots of things, and we will be accountable to the posterity. What has to be done is that, okay, government is doing, or Lauda is doing, but ultimately the people of Srinagar more particularly has to take the ownership of this lake. They have to be loyal to this lake. They have to own this lake, and they have to do certain things. One, they don't have to litter. They don't have to, those houses that are around the lake, they clean their houses and throw everything inside the lake. That has to be stopped. They have to have some kind of responsibility vis-a-vis, dirtying the lake. Then the most important thing is that what you see around, that is illegal constructions. To my mind, illegal constructions and encroachments are very, very big threats to this lake. So people have to understand that we should not do encroachments, whether outside the lake or inside the lake. Then as I said, you don't have to dirty the lake. In fact, there has to be a total people's movement where we should tell our children in the schools how important it is. To have this lake, to conserve this lake. Then you have to have talk shows. You have to have gatherings. You have to tell people that it is important for the overall economic and social well-being of the Kashmir Valley, and people have to fulfill their role, their responsibility vis-a-vis this lake.